Matt, while you're talking, I don't know if you can see the comments there. People are just writing all sorts of stuff. And I think for us as a media collective, you know, we've had a lot of different people speaking about creativity, but to have someone, I guess, with your level of experience and your level of insight, I think this is pretty amazing for us. Thank you. Let's ask, I guess, the big question then. So, you know, what do you think the role is for creatives within the church and within society?
All right, well, let's broaden that out and use the word artist for creative, so that we're talking about a certain type of creativity. And I want to answer that in terms of the church, because that will apply then to society on a broader level. In our time, I think the public life of church is dominated pretty much by preachers and teachers. I mean, in the public sense. And I'm saying that as a preacher, so as a futurist and a minister. But I think the relationship between artist and preacher-teacher is an important one and will help us understand what artists are called to do. And I'm going to illustrate it in a most unusual way, but you're all artists, so I can do that. I'm going to compare it with the relationship between modernism and postmodernism, which are two movements within the arts and architecture in the 20th century. I was trained in architecture, so this is dear to my heart. Modernism arose in the earlier 20th century as a reaction to Art Nouveau, all that nice flowery floral designs. And modernism said, look, style doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is what the building or the piece of art or the tool does. So don't worry about what it looks like, just build the thing to work. Postmodernism came along about the 1960s as a reaction to that. It's not an accident that rock music became popular at the same time, because postmodernism said, hey, listen, function isn't everything, form is important too. It's not just important what something does, it's important what it looks like, what it feels like to use, the experience, the aesthetic. And so, in a way, the preacher-teacher role is a bit like the modernist thinking. It's functional, it's about content. It's about delivering the right content to get either someone to come to Christ or to equip them for their work of service. It's about content and function. I'm not saying it can't be done creatively. Like you, Dan, I try to do it as creatively as possible. But I'm saying that generally speaking, it's about function, content. Now, the arts are like the postmodernism. The arts are about form, style. Artists evoke emotion. They ask questions. Preachers tend to try to answer questions in polemic, black and white terms. But artists just say, here, take a look at this. Take a listen to this. What does it make you feel? And what does that say to you? What does that say to your intellect? And many young Christian artists today, I'm concerned for and pray for them, because I think they're under pressure to be polemicists. That is, to produce, so for example, paintings with every painting has to have a dove or a cross or a flame of fire, something that's recognizably, quote, Christian. But when we do that, we produce pretty boring, predictable, anemic works of art. The artist's role is not to preach. The artist's role is to produce reaction, to get people feeling and in a place where the polemic of the gospel can be preached. Wow. That's why music and preaching work so well, because music opens people up emotively to receive something that is for the intellect. But because they're open, it's so much easier.